Patch preview. Alright, patch preview time. Alright, we got patch 14.11 preview. Okay. Raj up 14.10 now. Obviously the game was, I predicted the game is going to be very unbalanced. Yep, there's a lot of work to do. Now let me tell you something, this is looking like a terrible patch. I'm gonna explain why. They're really missing the mark here, they're not addressing so many issues in the game. So first he says, overall the patch has landed reasonably balance-wise for things that have changed. He always says that, it's just a complete co-open lie. Lane swaps, they've been a hot topic of conversation over the course of MSI. While we think some of this was teams adapting to player matchup difference over time, in some cases it's more optimal than we like. Example, double range bot lanes. While a few lane swaps every now and then is favorable for the viewer experience, every game is too far. We'll be adjusting the fortification and first turret gold value as a result. Okay, so this is good. I like this. The lane swap should be removed. MSI was one of the best tournaments, I think, that happened in the last 2-3 years. The only problem with MSI was lane swapping. If there was less swaps at MSI would be a perfect tournament. I like this. They're gonna adjust basically probably top and tower having even more fortification, which is one suggestion that I did. I said that top and tower can be even harder fortified because in top lane matchups in the first 5 minutes of the game, you don't really get a plate anyway. And I also said that they could increase the timer from 5 minutes to 6 minutes very easily. Thank you for the sub. First turret gold value, I'm not sure how I feel about that because this actually does punish certain top laners of snowballing, right? If you get the first tower in top lane, you're kind of punished here. Maybe they should make it so top lane tower gives less gold if you kill it in the first 8 minutes of the game. That would make sense because if you kill it in like at minute like 10 to 12, I don't think this would make much sense. So then we have Cassante. Cassante has been a hot topic. While there have been some favorable matchups into him, he was generally not exploitable enough. In the short term, we're making some targeted champs to reduce just how much damage he can soak with W. He also intends to take a larger step at some of his kit shape to give him... we also intend to take a larger step at some of his kit shape to give him a sharper strength and weakness, but this will take some time. Given that he has optionally between tanking and fighting, he probably also shouldn't be generally durable. Okay, this is good. I think what they're saying here is that they're probably gonna make him squishier during ultimate, which is good. Yeah, another Cassante rework is gonna happen, or like Cassante kit changes, whatever. Okay, good. This is also good news. Marksman generally. Marksman after the changes to snowballing experience are now at similar levels of durability to the durability patch. They also seem to be very strong, but we're waiting on more information before acting. We intend to tune around this rough level of durability and nerf other things like damage if they're too strong. Okay. I feel like this doesn't say anything. Marksman first items. Overall, Marksman first items seem close. Kraken, Collector, Essence Hero, Infinity are all viable options of varying strength. We believe Collector and Infinity are a bit too on the strong side and Essence Hero are a little bit on the weak side. Shiv has struggled to find an audience. We're looking to move it further into the on-hit space as it seems pretty underpowered. Okay, first of all, this is pretty simple. Infinity is by far too strong. Collector is probably a little bit too strong. Kraken Slayer is pretty meh in my opinion, and Essence Hero is also very meh. I know Kraken does like fine win rate wise first item, but the problem is Kraken makes your second and third item very worse, which win rate doesn't. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Shiv, this is also probably good news. So like, so far, obviously some good news. Post hotfix. Hotfix has overall put Blackfire Torch and Ashes in a reasonable spot. I disagree. It is intended that Ashes is a strong item for AP junglers, hence why it was generically nerfed rather than nerfing it in jungle. Javen was slightly over nerfed, but we expect him to recoup some of the power once players fully swap over to Bloodthirster. This is true. This part I don't agree with. I don't think Blackfire Torch... I agree Blackfire Torch is okay now. I don't agree with Faded Ashes. Faded Ashes is overtuned in junglers. I don't know why they're okay with junglers having such strong item. I don't understand. Faded Ashes should be nerfed for junglers. This is, I think, just a mistake. Smolder has landed in a bit of a weird spot. Triforce overall is offering a bit of a better package than Essence River. We would like Shin items to be valuable in him and also to have some crit builds and some non-crit builds. I have no clue what they're speaking here. How do you want Shin items to be valuable in him when there's only one Shin item? Why do we say items with an S when there's only one Shin item, guys? Did we forget? We removed the Essence Hero from the game? Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I hope he gets a lot of buffs. Then we have Arena and Aram. Okay, so we're gonna ignore these because these don't really matter to me right now. So why is this patch a failure in my opinion? Because when you look at the buff and the nerf section, a lot of things here make no sense. IMO. Okay. So let's go over the buff section first. Javen, totally fine. Gangplank is fine. Gnar, it's okay. Kha'Zix, I guess it's okay. Lulu makes no sense. Why is Lulu in the buff list? Mastery makes sense. Nami makes no sense. Why is Nami in the buff list? Then we have Nasus. Sure, after Ghost nerf, he's weaker. Then we have Panton. I think also fine. We have Singed. This one I don't get. Not because Singe is weak. Not because Singe doesn't deserve a buff, but Singe has generally been overtuned in solo queue for so many years now. This champion just like cannot be weak for one patch. Like this one to me is really weird. Smolder, okay, fine. Then we have champ nerfs. Here I really don't like, I don't understand why is Hui being nerfed. I get it, he's 50% win rate. Rad thinks Hui over 50% win rate should not be viable. But then why are so many champions that are supposed to be high skill cap like Hui not used for the same argument? I don't understand. There's so many champions that are supposed to be hard that are over 50% win rate, but Hui cannot be. On top of that, why is Hui being nerfed, but we're not addressing the actual problems in mid lane, which is Akshan, Kiana, and TF? Where are these champions being nerfed? They're nowhere. Where is Camille nerfed this patch? Nowhere to be seen. Camille is just comfortably sitting around 53 to 54% win rate. Turbo OP, best top lane in the game for God knows how many patches. There's no nerf here. Twisted Fate is just avoiding a nerf. Akshan is like a mega overtuned. No nerf here either. I mean, I get we're nerfing Infinity, but like still. Then again, there's no compensation buff for Yon the whole patch. I don't know why. They're like coping that Yon has a good build path when he doesn't, and then we're nerfing Infinity Arts, so Yon is getting another nerf. Like, I don't get it. Like, we're just not nerfing the actual OP champions of the patch at all. Aurelia nerf. Okay, sure. Borg got buffed, Aurelia's win rate got increased a lot, makes sense. Jinx nerf. Okay, sure. Karthus nerf. Makes sense. Mordekaiser nerf. Makes sense. Talia nerf. Makes sense. But okay, well, where's Brand nerf? Are we not gonna nerf Brand? Like, there's just so many problems that this patch is just not addressing. Also, where's First Strike nerf? First Strike is obviously overtuned. Everybody and their mom knows it. Why are we not nerfing First Strike, right? This is why I just think this patch is looking really crap. They're just not... okay, we're not done yet, okay? Let's keep going. Champion adjustments. Recommended items, rune sweep. Draven, Aso, Gangplank, Sivir, Small Desire, Yasuo, Yon. Okay, so they're making recommended items be better for Yasuo and Yon. Because they're coping this way that this is why champs are weak. Complete failure. I honestly think Yasuo probably doesn't need a buff, but I think Yon should get a buff. Also, Ravenous Hydra is not being nerfed this patch, right? We should just nerf Ravenous Hydra. Like, because Tryndamere, Camille, and Fiora are obviously just way too strong with this item. Then we have Ornn is getting probably Ornn items. This is very good. This is obviously a good thing. Caitlyn is getting adjusted, so I would assume they're gonna make Lethality worse and crit better. I would assume. I don't know exactly what's happening here. And then Cassandra, okay, fine. And then here's again, it makes no sense. Why the fuck is Absorb Life getting a buff? I don't get it. I don't get it. There's no way this rune deserves a buff. There's no way. Now, if they're gonna buff this rune, they should buff late game. There's no way they should buff early game. This rune is good, like literally good. Everyone that I've talked to that is a high-low player that I speak to also said they think the rune is good. I don't know why this is getting buffed. I don't know why Cutdown is getting buffed. Cutdown is totally fine on a lot of users. I don't know why this rune is getting buffed. It's like, why are we buffing Cutdown, but then Coup de Grace isn't getting a buff? Like what? Immortal Shieldbow. To surprise to nobody, I said it's the worst item in the game after last patch, so no surprise this item is getting buffed. Static Shield also said this is one of the worst items in the game. Infinity Edge, good nerf. Infinity Edge should get minus 10 AD. This would be the best nerf they can do to the item. Infinity Edge should lose 10 AD. System adjustments, Essence Zero versus Slasher. I don't know what this means on lane swapping. Okay, one thing that I also don't understand about this patch is where are Grubs nerfs? I genuinely think Grubs are overtuned as fuck. Grubs are really overtuned. Why are we not nerfing Grubs? Yeah. I don't know. They're just not addressing any of the problems that I think are... that I think like should really be nerfed. IMO Skarner should probably also be nerfed again. Again, for Camille, no nerf. I don't know why we're buffing Nami Lulu. I don't know where's Auction nerf. I don't know where's Tia nerf. Like, there's so many, like, things we're avoiding. Kiana, for some reason, just avoids nerf every patch. Instead of nerfing Kiana, they should probably nerf Prof and Hydra, but yeah. This truly makes no sense. I'm trying to see, like, Nidalee should probably be nerfed again. Yeah. That's my rant, I think, on this patch. That's my rant on this patch. I just think they should have done more. I don't know. This is a joke. I was really having high hopes for this patch. I really was. Also, before we finish, okay, here's some PB changes that we already know, right? So Gampling's gonna get durability buff. So Gampling's getting a buff, but like when you see this buff, you're not excited over playing Gampling. This is not what, you know, makes the champion weak. I already commented that these Pantheon changes. Again, the AP ratios do not matter because the nerf, this is just a buff to Lil Timmy playing AP Pantheon in bronze. Right, the E change is fantastic, the W change is questionable. That's what I think. And what else do we have? Yeah, Ornn rework of the items, this is also fine. Alright. Yeah, that's my thoughts on the patch, guys.